began in 1987. New Zealand and Australia hosted the first ever World Cup. 16 teams competed, the All Blacks won, and a tradition was born. In 1991, it was Australia's turn, beating England in a low-scoring final.
In trouble here. It's a try.
In 95, what a proud moment for host nation South Africa.
Looks for the drop. Has he got it?
And 4 years later, the Wallabies lifted the Webb Ellis Cup again. Now, in 2003, both the prize and the tournament are in Australia, a country that to the rest of the world seems another world away. A land of rich beauty and rugged terrain, of dangerous animals that bite, and of people that worship sun and sport. 48 games, 6 weeks, 20 nations, one question. In this, the land they call down under, who will finish on top in the 2003 Rugby World Cup? Sydney, the sparkling harbour city that hosted the 2000 Olympics, is at the centre of the world's sporting stage once more.
I wish the players and the teams the best of luck and an enjoyable tournament. Thank you.
Enjoy our nation as you travel to the four corners of it, and in that spirit I have great pleasure in declaring the Rugby World Cup of 2003 officially open.
The preliminary rounds of the tournament are divided into 4 groups, each with 5 teams. In Pool A, Australia is striving to become the first nation to win consecutive World Cups. Pool B promises to be full of flair. It's headed by France, the 1999 runners-up. And watch out for the renowned entertainers of Sevens Rugby, Fiji. In Pool C, much is expected of England, the most impressive and consistent team in World Rugby leading into the tournament. Their clash with South Africa is much awaited. And in Pool D, all eyes are on World Cup favourites New Zealand, looking to make amends after finishing 4th in 1999. The top 2 teams in each pool qualify for the quarter-finals. To the point system. 4 will be awarded for a win, 2 for a draw. A team scoring 4 or more tries earns 1 bonus point, as does a team that manages to lose by 7 or less. In the wake of the opening ceremony, it's time for the high drama to begin. The host nation and Argentina with the honour of kicking off the world's biggest sporting spectacle in 2003. After an indifferent build-up to the tournament, the Australians are determined to show their critics they will be a force come quarter-final time. This game a formidable challenge against a team renowned for its brilliant scrummaging. A successful penalty goal by Elton Flatley gives the Wallabies first points.
The Australian vice-captain ignites the vast crowd.
Philippe Contepomi doesn't have the same success with his opening shot. The Wallabies with the better of play, but they're plagued by poor execution.
Rogers, the pass was behind him.
Afterwards, Flatley increases the lead to 6.
It's a dream start for the Wallabies.
Australia finally clicked. Rugby League converts Matt Rogers and Wendell Saylor proving their worth.
Rogers and Saylor. Saylor looking for the first try.
Argentina down 11-0, then down to 14 men.
And that's a penalty. It could also be a yellow card.
He did not even look at going at that ball then.
Number 13.
A yellow card to centre Manuel Contaponi.
From here, you must challenge in the air. You made no attempt to go for the ball. No, you are off. Dangerous play.
By half-time, 14-3 in a mistake-riddled game yet to flow or send fear into the minds of the Wallabies' big-name rivals. The second half begins disastrously.
Felipe Contaponi gets proceedings underway in this second half. And a heavy spill there for David Giffen.
The incident stops play for 8 minutes, a sickening sight for any coach who knows a whole campaign can be scarred by such injuries. Thankfully for Australia, lock David Giffen will miss only 2 games as the Wallabies continue to struggle at vital moments.
Ross with him. Big Joe Robb.
It's called it forward.
Forward pass.
The Pumas have their own worries. An off night for Contaponi. Yet the South Americans begin to gain momentum.
Orengo now. And here it is for Coletto. Did he hold on to the ball?
17-8 with 8 minutes to go. The game is suddenly alive, but Argentina's rally comes all too late. Winger Joe Roff sealing the Wallaby victory.
Great reply, Australia.
An unconvincing start to Australia's title defence.
It was a scratchy performance in some aspects, but you know, it was a positive start. We won our first game and we won that game pretty convincingly. We had some opportunities which we didn't quite convert, but really happy with the effort and just happy to get into the tournament now.
The competition moves into full swing on day 2 with 4 games. Most attention is on New Zealand versus Italy. The Europeans are coached by All Black legend John Kirwin, who says his team must play like Italians drive, unpredictably. But from the moment Carlos Spencer leads the haka, the result of this game is predictable.
No tackle this time. Yes, there was one in the end, but he's over. Spencer, Mialamu, Rogathoko, and the captain, Ruben Thorne, is in.
It is a bruising afternoon. Hooker Carla Festucia can vouch for that, but no injuries are more critical than the one resulting from this.
With Tana Umaga, and I think that doesn't... Oh, it's right knee. It's left knee.
Tana Umaga, one of the most fearsome runners in world rugby, begins sprinting against time, but the knee injury wrecks his campaign. He will not play again in the tournament. His absence makes no difference against Italy.
He has men to his right. He sees them, and Howlett will clear away. All the way.
The Italians, though, refuse to give in. Their midfield defence hits hard, but the All Blacks know how to hit harder.
Now Muliana, and it's Rokothoko at halfway, gets away from Mazzucato, and now it is going to be a run and try for Carlos Spencer.
Ahead 25-0 at half-time, the tournament favourites take advantage of their tiring opponents in the run home. Howlett, Spencer and the electric 20-year-old winger Joe Rokothoko each crossed twice in an 11 tries to 1 demolition of their opponents.
Again to Hewitt, and now hits Howlett. Touch judge gave the thumbs up. Marshall to Spencer. Big ball out wide. This is nice. And Rokothoko, he scores one. Spencer, and now Nonu again. Been left behind Rokothoko. Apparently it didn't go forward. And it's Daniel Carter who brings up 50.
Rokothoko wears Jonah Lomu's number. With play like this, he's set to be one of the stars of the tournament. A hamstring strain when he crosses for his second try will force him out for 2 games. The All Blacks winning 70-7.
Brave run by Canale, but they won't catch him.
It's good to be finally started after a long build-up, but you know, the guys have been looking forward to it, and you know, it wasn't too bad out there.
In the New South Wales coastal city of Gosford, there's a bite in both the wind and the stands for Ireland's opening game against Romania. Running with the gale, the Irish turn to David Humphreys for early points.
Struck it pretty well with the breeze behind him. And that's a little bit of a milestone for David Humphreys, because that's now his 100th Test match penalty.
Imposing winger Shane Horgan clicks his team into try-scoring mode.
On the inside, Meggs, one to beat. Horgan stepping and across the line for the first time for Ireland.
26-0 at half-time. The Romanians, though, have still been able to leave their mark and start strongly after the break.
Mafte. Turn ahead. The chase is on.
Oh, is this a penalty try?
Timeout. Mark, please check for foul play in goal and advise me.
Another look at it here. Now this man, Gabriel Brozoianu, the leading try scorer, got the push there, and gee.
No doubt whatsoever would have scored the try.
Romania's spirits lift, and only strong defence from flanker Keith Gleeson stops another try. But the Irish soon regain composure. Winger Dennis Hickey crossing twice. The final score, 45-17. 5 tries to 1.
Gleeson back on the inside. Dempsey, chance here for Ireland. Dempsey still going as Dempsey pops it up now, and that's a great try to Hickey. O'Gara, great ball, great angle, and Hickey.
First up, it was quite difficult out there. The Romanians are incredibly strong, and it was a gale which kind of made it quite difficult, but I'm happy we got off on a reasonably good start. We're a tad rusty, but...
So, courtesy of a bonus point, Ireland leapfrog Australia at the top of Pool A. To the opening game in Pool B, France against Fiji, flair against spontaneity. The Islanders upset their rivals' rhythm in the opening exchanges with some strong defence. This is a torrid affair, punctuated by early penalty goals.
Frederick Michalak, but they can't put him off. Another perfect strike. 3 more points to France.
But 20 minutes in, this is what many in the crowd have come to see. Beware the Fijians in broken play.
And that's a poor kick. Rambeni, can he get it? Back in for David Verara. Try for the captain. What a reply by Fiji.
Fiji's midfield defence also rattles the French. Slowly, the favourites gain momentum.
Beautiful hands. And Dominici goes in for the French, scoring from the first phase.
Then a set move that is certain to cause more than a passing glance from rival teams.
Now a rehearsed move by the French, and they roll it effectively. Try time for the French.
France's 16-point lead is quickly cut after the break. Nicky Little's penalty goal is followed by a player every bit as dynamic as New Zealand's Roko Thoko.
A chance for foul now. Just went past. Rougerie. This is the fastest man in world rugby, and he's thrilled the crowd at Suncorp Stadium. Rupeti Thautau-Imbutha has scored an absolute gem in the league.
But Fiji are hampered by poor discipline. Frederick Michalak kicks 6 successful penalty attempts for the night. Ahead 30-18 with 30 minutes to go, France begin to take advantage of their tiring opponents.
And he goes to the corner and he scores the 3rd try for France.
Fiji's frustrations become all too evident.
It's to the left of our screen where he comes in. There's nothing much in this. But Thau comes in, the last man in. Here he comes. Yeah, sorry, I think he's got to go.
Rupeni Thautau and Olivier Magna, both with yellow cards.
I've explained to the skippers, the 2 of you, both punching, you're both getting yellow cards.
Thautau will later be cited and suspended for 2 games. The rest of the game is all one-way traffic.
Stop in his tracks. They move it wide again. Good ball movement by the French. Here's Marsh. Bonus point for the French. And a chance for the French again. And away it goes for Labitte. And Dominici goes to the corner.
61-18, 7 tries to 2. A comprehensive win by the impressive French.
Yeah, I'm happy because it was the beginning of the World Cup, and all the time we play against Fiji, it's never easy. And we have a lot of concentration and a lot of motivation for this match.
France showing they will be the team to beat in Pool B. For the opening game of Pool C, South Africa is expected to have an easy time against South American minnow Uruguay. And from the very first line out of the game, the trend is set.
From Super 12 on the South African side, and that line-out won by Matfield. This is Van Niekerk and Van der Westhuizen.
Stand-in captain Joost van der Westhuizen crosses for his second try 3 minutes later. The game is little more than a training run.
De Wet Barry has split them. Oh, great hands there from Rousseau and Van Niekerk. Spectacular handling there from the Springboks.
Let him see, beautiful ball there, De Wet Barry. And hasn't he proved a few critics wrong this year on his attacking abilities?
Uruguay. But South Africa's pressure is mounting here. Bakis Botha. And here goes Fourie again. He streeted them. Jacques Fourie, the 20-year-old. Willemse says go all the way.
Amongst the most interesting talking points, Louis Kuhn, drop-kicking conversions. The Springboks say it's to speed up play, but it's also a practice for the knockout stage, where games tied after extra time will be decided by drop-kick contests.
We just wanted to play with our game plan. We want to get through the first game with a good structure, with good, better discipline, and that's what we did.
South Africa wins 72-6, 12 tries to 0. A gentle warm-up for their next encounter against England in a week's time. Wales, the home of rich voices, has had little to sing about leading into this tournament. With just 2 wins from 11 games in 2003, this young team are looking for an improved showing, but they find it tough going against an eager Canada.
The ball went backwards, and Ross looking for 3 points. Looks good.
More worries for the Welsh when Colin Jarvis receives a yellow card. Up with the captain on the sidelines, the 14-man team manages to fire.
Harris, and through the hands it goes, and Sonny Parker is in for a try for Wales, a New Zealand-born centre.
With Iestyn Harris making the most of penalty goal chances, the Welsh move comfortably ahead.
Gareth Thomas only 3 metres out from the line. Wales searching for their second try, and they get it.
They convert a 23 half-time lead into a 41-10 victory.
Sonny Parker back on the inside, and Jones is racing away to score the first try of the second half for Wales.
Yeah, I think the guys have just been very eager over the last few weeks to get into the tournament and start playing. But we're just glad to have had a victory this evening, and now we can start the rest and see how we go for the rest of the tournament.
With the bonus point, Wales join New Zealand at the top of Group D. Scotland opened their campaign with only their second ever game against Japan. Within 5 minutes of kick-off, it appears the Scots are taking the high road.
Chance now, Patterson. Well, they hung on for so long, but finally Chris Patterson scores the first try for Scotland.
Trailing 15-6 at half-time, Japan strike first after the break.
I remember Kalahara scored 2 great ones against New Zealand. Here's a chance. Wonderful play.
15-11 is as close as the Asians come. After Kenny Logan's disallowed try, Chris Patterson crosses for his second.
Now Taylor goes short side. Chance. Patterson scores his second. And that's probably the ball game.
2 further tries ensure a comfortable win, 32-11. But the Scots know how hard they had to work.
Definitely a little bit shaky, I think. You know, there was a lot of passes went down, a lot of lost ball in contact, and I think, you know, that just shows that we've not played for 5-6 weeks, some players, and tonight was definitely a good workout.
So, Scotland joined France as the early pace-setters in Group B, as they look to improve on their quarter-final exit at the last World Cup. Game 8 of the tournament signals the launch of the IRB's #1 ranked nation, England. But little can be gauged from their form against a team 16 places below them, Georgia. Goal-scoring wizard Johnny Wilkinson opens his team account. Will he be there to close it in the final in 6 weeks' time? The outstanding fly half is kept busy as his team has little trouble finding the line.
And now Wilkinson. Tyndall! First try! Georgia playing the ball on the ground, another advantage. And Greenwood! Well cleared by Greenwood. Lucy and Cowan. What a change of pace. And Ben Cowan makes it 2 in quick time.
England's only worry, injuries, forced them to finish the game with their third-string halfback. But it matters little in a 12 tries to nil thumping, 84-6.
We needed to run out and it was pretty good. We didn't concede a try, which is one of the targets, and yeah, maybe got a couple of injuries, but hopefully they're not too bad.
So England away and running, but their next game against South Africa will be their first true test of character. Just 4 days after their game against Australia, Argentina play Namibia for the first time. The Pumas choose largely a second-string team that is still much too strong for the African minnow.
To the short side they go, and Mendes is going to score the first try.
Centre Martin Gayton scores 3 of his team's 8 tries. They're also awarded 2 penalty tries. It's an easy night at the office.
Now the short side, quick hands, and they must score. Gaitan has a double.
The 67-14 victory takes the Pumas to the top of Group B, but both Ireland and Australia have a game in hand. Here's a trivia question for years to come. What nation is rugby's reigning Olympic champion? The USA. The Eagles won the gold the last time the sport was included in 1924. Their fortunes, though, in World Cup history haven't been as rich. Just 1 win from 9 games. Can they do it against Fiji?
Herkers looking for first points. Flags are up.
Nice nut.
Gives it to Herkes.
Oh, have a look at this. There are chasers.
Van Zyl. What about the bounce for Van Zyl?
Is an upset in the making. The USA leads 13-6. It's time for the Fijians to lift.
Vullambaka! Race for the line. Has he got the pace? No, they pull him down from behind. He pops it up for Greg Smith. He gives it to Uppy. Novo, and the big second row of the lock forward will score. They are on their feet here at Suncorp.
Down 19-13, the Eagles mount a final raid in the dying minutes.
And Lyle now 7 or 8 metres out, working to the left, and here's a chance. And it's going to come down to the conversion. They're delighted on the bench, the Americans.
Mike Herkes with all the pressure.
21. And he's pushed it out to the right. He can't add the extras. It's all
Fiji win a thriller 19-18.
We're very, very disappointed we didn't get that one, but that was a hell of an effort. No one and I think in the world of rugby gave us a chance tonight, and we almost pulled one out.
After coming into this game with the chips we've done after the first loss on Saturday, but a win is a win for us, and we're happy about that. And we look forward to the next game.
The Fijians claim their first win for the tournament. The USA earns a bonus point for losing by less than 7. In Pool B, France remain the team to beat. In other Day 6 action, Tonga leave their reputation as the friendly islands on the sideline for their game against Italy. The Tongans score the only try of the first half through centre John Payne.
Italian defence is good. Lovely run by Payne, and it's all glory for Payne.
The second half opens up into an entertaining yet always physical contest.
The Italians again, Wakarua, he fell over but got the pass away, and it's Manuel Delan. Oh, lovely run here by Tuifua. And this is a super try for Tavita Tuifua. That's the only one they've scored so far. Wakarua convert, and there's the other one. The other brother rips away and scores the try. So brothers score here. Dennis Delan.
After the earlier try by his brother Manuel, winger Dennis Delan scores the first two tries, ensuring Italy a 36-12 victory.
Out wide. Mazzucato, and he's into lovely try.
As expected, the early results in Pool D show that the second quarter-final berth behind New Zealand will come down to Italy or Wales. Samoa are the last team to begin their World Cup campaign. And as expected, they counter to an easy win over Uruguay. The Pacific Islanders' free-flowing style will be a draw card throughout the tournament. Winger Salosi Taji Thakiboa.
2003 World Cup. Uruguayans managed to wheel far out, and it's kept in play by Pastore. Oh, what a brilliant pickup. Taji Thakiboa has gone over under the post. What a wonderful pickup that was.
A magical moment for Uruguay late in the first half. Number 8, Rodrigo Carpo, scores his team's first try for the tournament.
Pets himself on the head, well done.
But the Uruguayans just can't match their fleet-footed rivals. In all, it's 10 tries to 2.
And finds his right winger. The man is away. It's Fautau. Fautau. What a try! Fantastic running. And what's it? Brian Lima looking for the hat trick, but unselfishly offloads. It's the lock forward. It's Paliapoi. Try time.
60-13. Samoa off and running in Pool C. Is it possible they can match the two heavyweights, England and South Africa? As week 2 begins, the tournament has already settled into a familiar pattern of lopsided results between the world powers and minnows. Despite several changes to their backline because of injuries, the All Blacks expect nothing less when they play Canada. But the Maple Leafs are courageous. It takes 17 minutes for the first try.
The bounce is good for Spencer again. A brilliant kick ahead. Here comes Ralph. Ralph started it. And 80 metres away, he gets the first try tonight.
From that moment, the points come more easily.
McDonald is in. Leon McDonald. Chips for Muliaina. Oh, lovely. Halfway, Spencer. Rodney Sorialo. And that's another breakout pass.
They scored 10 tries to 0. Mills Muliaina is the star with 4.
In pass to Muliaina. Here comes try number 5. This time Nono in it from midfield position. Muliaina. He's away for a treble. And he gets it.
Final score 68-6. Despite some celebrations, the tournament favourites know there's room for improvement.
Well, it's pretty frustrating at times. You know, there's a lot of mistakes out there, and I've got to give credit to the Canadian side. They really defended terrifically.
Our guys went out there knowing that we were going to be in for a real tough match, but I think we showed a lot of heart, and we found the Canadian way again. And you know, with the exception of, you know, I think we got a little tired, and they just had too much pace on the outside, and you know, that's what makes them one of the best teams in the world.
2 wins, 2 bonus points. The All Blacks sit comfortably at the top of Pool D. Their next game in a week's time. After their unconvincing first-round performance, the Wallabies are looking for a better showing against Romania. The result of the game is never in doubt. It's just a matter of by how much they win.
It goes to Larkham. They move it wide to Flatley. He's straight through. Flatley scores. Surely the quickest try since Tim Horan at the '99 Rugby World Cup. Big men of the Australian pack getting across the advantage line. Now Flatley with that customary jig and step. Flatley away for Rogers. Superb Australian try. Now Larkham. Burke. He's a great athlete. Matthew Burke scores another try for Australia. And Australia on the attack. Rogers. Try-scoring double for the Australian fullback. Matt Rogers kicks Australia further ahead with a try right under the post. That will improve.
The Wallabies ring the changes in the second half. They romp in for 13 tries in an entertaining display. Final score, 98.
And Joe Roth goes around the score. Another try for the Wallabies. There's the break by Giddo. He'll race away. This is a superb try. He'll celebrate the youngster from the ACT.
Yeah, it was a good effort. The games where everyone expects you to win by a cricket score are always tough. And we made sure that we set our own standards and started the game well.
Australia and Ireland in a seesaw battle for the top spot. Despite the ease of their win, the Wallabies say they still have work to do after committing too many handling errors. To Pool B, France begins strongly against Japan.
Only about 5 metres out. Michalak numbers, he won't need them. He throws a dummy and he just strolls across for the first try of the match.
Easy as you like. All it took was a straightening.
Manya bringing Rougerie in, and it's a clear under the fullback. He beats him. The cover can't stop him.
The Japanese, also known as the Cherry Blossoms, could perhaps be better named the Thorns. They fight back from 14 points down to trail by just 1 early in the second half.
Konia! Straight through! What a try! Japan! The New Zealand born George Konia.
Eventually, though, France have too much power and class, finishing the game strongly to win 51-29.
It picks it up, Galtier turns it back in, and now, great move, Dominici. The Japanese didn't really know much about that one. Dominici. Rougerie, straight through, great run, oh, powerful run. Too big, too strong, too fast, he's got a double.
With 2 wins and 2 bonus points, France sit comfortably on top of their pool. Their next game set to be the toughest of their preliminary round, when they play Scotland. The 16th game of the World Cup is one of the most eagerly awaited of the tournament so far. England against South Africa. With Prince Harry taking time off from his job as a jackaroo in outback Queensland, the English have some royal support, but can their reign extend to the field? An early penalty against centre DeWitt Barry for not releasing puts Johnny on the spot.
The crowd's happy.
It is a torrid battle between 2 enormous forward packs. The results all too clear and painful.
Well, I hope Richard Vance was wearing his mouthguard.
The backs have few opportunities, but eventually there's hope.
Here they go, Tyndall! Mike Tyndall just into touch.
And put a ball in front of Mike Tyndall. Lovely covering tackle by the breakaway.
A penalty offers the Springboks their first scoring chance.
And again, England players off their feet.
Louis Kuhn under enormous pressure to match his famous counterpart.
The crowd gives you the answer.
But the South African fly-half misses his next 4 attempts in a shattering blow to his team's chances. But there are no problems for Wilkinson.
How good is that? You can't get it any better.
A break for England late in the half. Fullback Josh Lucy isn't sin-binned for tackling a player without the ball. Kun levels the score, 6-all at half-time.
He's on his last chance here. And he doesn't disappoint.
Wilkinson is on target yet again, early after the break. The Springboks mount their most promising raid of the game.
De Vet Barry, Smith, Matfield, Barkey's Mortar! Desperate England defence.
Amid some silly infringements.
It looks to have gone too far. Robinson underneath, and very comfortable. And that is stupid play.
South Africa continue to feel the sting of Wilkinson's boot. At 12-6, it's still a grafting contest, but then the turning point.
Kun's kick charge down. The try's on here for Greenwood. Soccer skills.
Now, Louis Kun, as we see Lewis Moody leaving the ground, arms at length, and all Greenwood had to do was just keep control of the ball, and he was patient, waited for the bounce to score his 28th Test try.
From that moment on, England take control. Wilkinson adding some sweetness to an otherwise dour contest, with 2 drop goals in the closing stages for a personal tally of 20 points.
Number 2.
Victory by 25-6.
There's been a lot of pressure on this team this week. It's a huge, huge game. You know, they put a lot of emphasis on it, and in a way, you know, us being favourites is probably a bit of a different mindset at World Cups, but we handled it pretty well. I think
we played like we wanted to play in the first half, and they've done it against so many teams in the past. We knew in the second half we'd have to try and get hold of the ball early on and try and hold on to it. We didn't manage to do that. They got the early penalty in the second half, and from there on, you know, we were always against it.
The win looks likely to give England top spot at the end of the preliminary stage, and a likely quarter-final showdown with Wales or Italy. 3 high-scoring games are predicted on day 10. Wales and Tonga kick off action.
Television in his new home. Here's Cooper, oh, untouched. Gareth Cooper.
The game is close for much of the evening.
They're all coming in to join. Holler has joined. They get it down. Give it. Jones. Harris gets it high. Floats it wide. And it's a try for Martin Williams.
4 penalty goals by Stephen James are critical. Tonga score 3 tries to 2, but it's not enough. The Welsh win 27-20.
Vaki in there working hard. Martins away to the biggest man in the team, and it's Lavaka who is over, and the try is awarded.
Wales 5 points ahead of Italy on the table. The crunch will come when they play the Italians in 6 days' time. Conditions more akin to Lansdowne Road than Sydney greet Ireland for their game against Namibia. Both rain and tries pour.
But no, they put it to their champion centre, Brian O'Driscoll. He offloaded, they're over the line, and they've got it down.
The Emerald Isle converts a 33-7 half-time lead into a 64-7 victory. 10 tries to 1.
And it is Quinlan. Quinlan with a clear run to the line, and he has 2 tries tonight.
The only unsavoury moment, lock Paul O'Connell angers the Namibians after this stomping incident.
Last maul as it's rolling forward, Namibian player's fallen on the ground and he's out of the way. 5 Greens just chopped him up a couple of times on the way through there.
He escapes any further punishment on an otherwise satisfying night for the Irish.
I thought scoring that sort of points, keeping your discipline, putting them under constant pressure, I'd be very happy.
Courtesy of a bonus point, Ireland sneak ahead of Australia in Pool A.
Chance, yeah.
Wrapping up day 10 action, Samoa beat Georgia 46-9 in a game that will have no bearing on the quarter-final positions. The Pacific Islanders match their attack with heavy defence. Brian Lima's bone rattler is one of the biggest of the tournament. as the Samoans run in 6 tries for an easy win.
Now he's burst through. This could be a race for the try. Sititi cracks on the power. That's the bonus point. Very importantly for Samoa.
If only the preliminary games could stop right now. Samoa are on top of Pool C, but they still have to play both England and South Africa. After struggling in their first game, Scotland are looking for improvement against the USA. 3 first-half tries give them a 24-9 lead.
Great run this time by Daniele, and he's going to go in again, as he did against the Japanese in Townsville. Craig, Metcalf, Daniele again. Try number 2, is it? Simon Daniele.
The second half is marred by this. Martin Leslie will be suspended for 8 weeks for kneeing an opponent. The Scots secure a bonus point with 2 more tries, but are far from impressive in a 39-15 win.
And it took the experience of Gregor Townsend to give Scotland the vital bonus point.
With 2 wins from as many games, Scotland join France at the top of Pool B. Penalty goals dominate the score sheet in the first half of the Italy-Canada game. The Italians lead at 9-6 at the break.
Italy ahead at half-time. Strikes it well.
It takes 18 minutes into the second half for the first try.
That scrum, it's now going to pay. Delapay against the run of play.
Trailing 19-9, the Maple Leafs mount several raids against a tiring defence before Quentin Fife sparks hopes of an upset with 13 minutes to go.
And now Fife! Oh, that's a try! Quentin Fife! And the Canadians are back in business.
Jared Barker has the chance to cut the gap to 2 with this penalty attempt in the closing stages.
The uprights. Bounces back into the field of play.
The Italians hang on to win 19-14. Their next game with Wales is critical. It will decide which of the 2 teams will finish second and go into the quarter-finals with New Zealand from Pool D. It is a demanding schedule for both Argentina and Romania. The Pumas are playing their 3rd game in 12 days, the Romanians the 3rd in 11. After a tight start, the Pumas, led by their forwards, eventually take advantage of their rivals' tiring defence and high mistake rate.
Gaetan is on fire. Fernandez Miranda. Here comes Hernandez. Yes! Try number 2.
Argentina win 53 and is already thinking about its next vital game against Ireland in just 4 days' time. After stretching Scotland and France, Japan have high hopes for their game against Fiji, set to be one of the most entertaining of the preliminary rounds. Andrew Miller's extraordinary drop goal inspires his team early.
Miller, drop goal from halfway. And it is over! In fact, I think it was the other side of halfway. It was. There we go, that looked like 51 metres. That is a great strike. He had a bit of breeze. He also had 3 metres over the crossbar. Yes!
But the gallant Japanese are eventually overpowered by players who make a habit out of starting something from nothing.
Inside the 22, Little over the top it goes now to Rossilla. He turns it back on the inside and there's the first try of the match. Koya Mombele, Rui Vandra, good ball. Tuilevu, nobody in front of him. I see it, Tuilevu. He has got a double for Fiji.
There are few greater flashes of brilliance than this effort by fullback Norman Legere.
Kick and chase. Will it stay in the field of play? This could be a sensational try! Oh!
There was nothing on in the halfway. Here's the grounding of the ball. Try!
Japan suffer their worst defeat of the tournament, 41-13.
Over there, it's Rambuni, and he gets it over to Mariko Vunumbaka.
The win keeps Fiji's quarter-final hopes alive. Their date with destiny will come in a week's time when they play Scotland. Game 24, the halfway mark of the World Cup, provides one of the magical moments. New Zealand and Tonga, two tribes, going to war.
Well, what an atmosphere now at Suncorp Stadium.
Sadly for the Tongans, it's the only time they hold their own against their illustrious opponents.
Carter, now McDonald, and Howlett has to stop. Kick back in field, oh, great skill. Carter gets the fan going. What a try!
The All Blacks aren't at full strength. They experiment with positional changes in the back line, yet show more than enough to make other Cup heavyweights sit up and take notice.
Now Thorne, Williams running onto it, Caleb Ralph, Corey Flynn crashes over for his first try, his second test match.
Caleb Ralph, Doug Howlett and Muls Muliaina each cross for 2 tries in the 91-7 hiding.
Muls Muliaina, 4 tries earlier against Canada and now he's got 1. Brad Thorne, pop one over. McDonald gives it out to Howlett, and Howlett's going to run around for 2 tries in about 2 minutes.
So the tournament favourites continue on their winning way. In 3 games, they've scored 229 points for just 20 against. The South Africans rest many of their key players for their game against lowly Georgia. But if they expect an easy night, they're jolted out of cruise control. The South Africans show enough good play in patches to lead 24-6 at half-time.
De Kock. Easy try for Rousseau. The first one of the game. Now De Kock. Hogarth. Rousseau. Easy as you like for Van Niekerk. That's Smith. De Kock.
And when Danny Rousseau crosses for his second straight try after the break, it appears the Springboks have clicked up a gear.
Yes!
But with Hendro Scholz in the sin bin for killing the ball, the Georgians play above themselves in one of the most stirring efforts by a second-tier nation so far. Hooker David Dardunashvili with the honour of scoring his country's first ever World Cup try.
Claude Sorrell.
Ahead by just 13 points midway through the second half, the Springboks move away in the closing stages.
Clever kick, tries on, bounce important. Quick ball needed. Smith, beautifully picked up by Hogarth. Butter, off he goes. A low-flying missile in the end.
The South Africans win 46-19, much closer than they would have expected. On the other hand, the Georgians may not have won, but they do claim the hearts of the Sydney crowd.
Today we played with South Africa, and with us it's a very big pleasure, because South Africa is a very big team. It's very good for us. We are lost, but it's very good for us for our experience.
The Springboks move to the top of Pool C, but have played one more game than England and Samoa. After their 82-point thrashing of Romania a week before, the Wallabies hold high hopes of an even bigger win against Namibia. It takes just 2 minutes for the Africans to open their gate.
Takiri with some neat footwork, and what about the reverse pass for Latham?
What follows shows just how wide the gap is between the top-shelf nations and those battling to move forward.
And Takiri strolls over on a Saturday afternoon at the Adelaide Oval.
The Australians are resting many of their frontline players and their replacements far. On a ground more renowned for hosting cricket tests, a cricket score is looming. At half-time, 69-0.
Lovely pass there for Latham. And that's his hat-trick. They got him that time. Whittaker now. Overlap on the right for Australia. Smith. Here's Justin Harrison. And it's Hooker Paul.
The rout continues after the break as the Wallabies go on a record-breaking spree. 22 tries, a new national mark. Fullback Chris Latham becomes the first Australian to score 5 in a test. And the final margin, 142-0, is the biggest in World Cup history.
As Rogers scoots, he's got too much pace, and Matt Rogers burns them.
Yeah, I mean, it was an honour for us playing here, playing against the Wallabies, and I mean, we learn a lot. For amateur side, or one of the last ranked sides playing against the best in the world, it was great. And I mean, the score wasn't on our side, but all congratulations to the Wallabies, they were excellent.
Unbeaten after 3 games, the tournament hosts have scored 256 points for only 16 against. Their biggest challenge, though, expected to come in their next game when they tackle Ireland. In one of the most significant games of the tournament so far, Italy and Wales meet to determine who will finish second in Pool D. It's a tough, grinding affair. Welsh winger Mark Jones scores the first try.
It's on for a try here. Williams shifts it on, and it's the winger, Jones, who gets it down. This is Mark Jones.
The Italians keep in touch through the kicking of Rima Wakarua. But it's not enough to stop Wales from having the better of open play. They score 2 further tries to knock the gallant Italy out of the tournament. Final score, 27-15.
Oh, brilliant tackle on him by the fullback, and now Harris gives an excellent pass, and it's Parker.
With a quarter-final spot already guaranteed, the Welsh have one preliminary game to go. What a challenge it is, against the All Blacks in 8 days. In front of nearly 79,000 fans at Sydney's Olympic Stadium, there's much talk that France are quietly and confidently moving towards an assault on the Webb Ellis Trophy. And nothing they do against Scotland damages their growing reputation. Frederick Michalak is on target early.
Looking for 3 points. Michalak. It's close. It's there.
None more impressive than the loose forwards.
Makes the break. Gives it now to her in Nordique. Pops it over to Benson. Wonderful work there by the French loose forwards.
Leading 19-6 at half-time, they stroll away with the contest after the break.
Good two-handed take by Fionn. The young lock. And now her in Nordique. And they're driving towards the line. They're over. Michalak got away from 1, 2. Frederick Michalak. Great individual try.
They score 5 tries to 0 in a clinical 51-9 victory.
And chased by Bruce. Try time. Individual skills by the fullback, Nicolas Bruce.
For us to play a good match because it was the first place of the group in the game, and the condition climatic was difficult because it rained before the match. It was difficult to catch the ball, but we are very happy about our performance tonight.
With the bonus point, the win puts France comfortably alone at the top of Pool B. Scotland and Fiji are fighting for the second quarter-final spot. A quarter-final spot is the prize for the winner of the Argentina-Ireland game. The Pumas take an early lead after a penalty goal by Gonzalo Quesada.
And the Pumas are a penalty goal up, early stages.
It's a toe-to-toe contest. Neither side gives an inch. The Irish eventually find the first crack.
Peppers, Fernandez-Love, Keats boards. Here it is for Quinlan. Coletto! Quinlan, yes!
It's the only try of the game, but it's a bittersweet moment for Alan Quinlan. He dislocates his shoulder so badly that his World Cup is over. The rest of the contest is a mix of immense commitment, brutal defence and limited scoring chances through penalty kicks and drop goals.
Now Quesada's drop goal attempt. Coletto drop goal. He's hit it pretty well. It's close. Bravo! That is a huge psychological blow for Coletto and his teammates.
With 23 minutes remaining, Argentina lead 12-10. Tensions run high with a series of ugly incidents. Pumas' Roberto Grau and Maurizio Reggiardo are later charged with gouging and receive 9 and 6 week suspensions respectively. It means little to their World Cup campaign because Ireland kicks in front in the closing stages through replacement fly half Ronan O'Gara. Their lead is never headed. They hold on in a thriller 16-15.
It really was a dramatic victory here.
I almost can't believe how badly we played. We didn't leave ourselves down because we came away with the victory at the end, but we seemed to freeze somewhat. This is a phenomenally hard game for us. It was, I suppose, the weight and expectation of 4 years. Even if we weren't feeling it, I think we felt it today.
Good luck to the Irish, and we hope we get better for next World Cup.
So the shattered Pumas are on their way home. Ireland's next game is against Australia to determine the top of Pool A. Throughout the World Cup's history, the tiny, proud Pacific Island nation of Samoa has earned the reputation of being a giant killer. Today, they meet the ultimate Goliath, England. It's the tournament favourites against the crowd favourites. Only the bravest would dare predict what will happen in the first half.
He's curved it back beautifully. This is a great build-up by Samoa. Va. Whanalua got it away again. Fa'asavalu. Chance for Satiti. Oh, what a start. What a start for Samoa. What a moment for Satiti.
Neil back came detached. Referee being very lenient, although he's got his arm out showing advantage to England. We'll wait and see if they're able to advance the ball further or score.
Samoa are back in front at the Telstra Dome in Melbourne. Distance again is fine. Oh, that's superb stuff.
The Samoans lead 16-10. If that isn't a surprising enough sight, this surely is. Johnny Wilkinson missing a simple penalty attempt.
Wilkinson misses one, hits the upright, and it's kicked out by a gallant Samoan.
He makes amends soon afterwards. England trails by 3 points at half-time.
This time, Wilkinson guides it through.
As the second half begins, the crowd of 50,000 is asking, are the Samoans on the verge of one of the greatest upsets in World Cup history? Their hearts and spirits lead their charge, but there are early signs they will struggle to match England's strength and fitness.
It's crumbled in front, there's a penalty try.
Penalty try because Samoa brought that scrum down as England were advancing it.
2016 England. Earl Va'a cuts the gap to 1, then puts his side ahead again with 18 minutes left.
And it will take a mighty rendition.
But the English retain their composure, and having regained his touch, Wilkinson is inspiring.
Penalty will go against Leala Manua. Attempted drop ball to Johnny Wilkinson, and he puts England back in the lead. Dawson, Wilkinson, kicking to the far side.
Oh, brilliant.
Balshaw,
Brilliant.
beautiful try. Try awarded. No doubt that he was onside.
This is what England do. Johnny Wilkinson is a genius. No, they're still on offer, but this is beautiful rugby.
England finished the stronger. A converted Phil Vickery try extends the difference to 13 points. With just 5 minutes to go, the match is as good as over.
Phil Vickery scores the try.
The Samoans continue to leave their marks in what is a fright night for the favourites. In a controversial finish to the game, England are caught with a 16th player on the field. Replacement back Dan Luger.
22 off. 22.
England have got 16 players in the field.
An official inquiry will later fine the English £10,000 and trainer Dave Redden will be banned from the sideline for 2 games for ignoring the instructions of a match official. It taints the end of an unforgettable contest. England win 35-22 in the best game of the tournament so far.
We've never played the #1 team in the world before, and a lot of our players are just club players in New Zealand, so it's a huge step up, and they did step up. And I think all the Samoans all over the world can be extremely proud of their boys. But it's a learning curve, and hopefully we can take the lessons out of today's match and take them into the next match on Saturday.
The major scare, I think, to be frank, the only team that didn't underestimate Samoa was England. And we saw them play in the first two games. They've got some outstanding players. We had to be at our best. That's why I picked a strong side. There was people saying we should rest these players. That wasn't going to rest anybody. And I thought the guys did brilliantly well to come back in the end.
England on top of Pool C. On this performance, the Samoans have a real chance of finishing second. Their fortunes will depend on their next outing against South Africa. While interest is building towards the quarter-finals, the so-called minnow teams are still determined to make impressions, none more than the United States and Japan.
Can they do something with it this time? We're still looking for the first point. Straight through the dummy. But they continue to go forward, and now Elof. They're not tackling tonight, the Japanese, and Elof is going to race away and score the second try. Now Miller gives it to Cornea, and he has got the flying Purihara on the outside, and they've hit back. Purihara for Japan.
The Japanese changed their jumpers in the second half because they say their original strip was too similar to the Americans. It doesn't help them. The Eagles win 39-26, their first World Cup triumph since 1987.
Elof running, now straightening, got the ball away, Kasigian, the hooker, and Kirk Kasigian scores the try for the USA.
The Japanese bow out of the competition without a win. Nearly 30,000 people watched Georgia, ranked 17th in the world, play 19th ranked Uruguay. The South Americans had only about 200 players to choose from for their World Cup squad. It's more than enough to secure the numbers where they count most on the scoreboard. Uruguay win 24-12.
Alfonso Cardoso. Again out. Straight through. Needs support. Campamar is there, and he picks up Brignoni. That's the winning of the match. Uruguay score a try.
The Uruguayans celebrate their second World Cup victory, their last coming in their debut 4 years ago. The Georgians return home empty-handed. The game between Tonga and Canada isn't one for the faint-hearted.
High-stepping action, this isn't going to look good.
Nor the Seagulls.
Who would have thought?
The Canadians scored 2 tries to 1 to win 24-7.
Smith back to Ross. Now Stanley. Fife. And out it goes now to the right wing of fourth.
But it's not a happy finish for Canucks captain Al Sharon.
I think it was a shoulder. There is no arm there.
37-year-old Sharon, the oldest player in the tournament, is knocked out in a frightening head clash with Pierre Holler.
And the crowd acknowledging the wonderful contribution that Al Sharon has made to world rugby, let alone Canadian rugby.
There are still celebrations for Canada at the end, retaining their record of 1 win at each of the 5 World Cups. The Tongans don't win a game, but they haven't been helped by the draining schedule of playing 4 games in 14 days. At Launceston in Australia's southern island state of Tasmania, rugby is as common as snow in the Sahara, but 15,000 fans still turn up to cheer on Romania and Namibia.
Trying to keep it alive, this is Tanitsa. Got a good ball to Petre. Dontiak. And now the flying right winger, Theodore Escu, will score right on the stroke of half-time.
The Romanians fare well the tournament with a comprehensive 37-7 victory.
Through their hands. And did they get it down? It's a try over there to Christian Sawan.
The Namibians leave with the unenviable reputation of conceding more points than any other team, 310 in 4 games. When the high-flying French return to action, they field a virtual second-string team for their game against the United States.
13 minutes gone. France 6. And Poitouinot opening them up. Such a devastating run of the fullback, still going. He's got them on the front foot now. Here's Mercer on. They need to go wide. Trying. and Liebenberg. Brian Liebenberg scores. Messeron gives it to Lebit. And now Jabal. Try! Liebenberg, he's got a double!
It is another impressive showing. South African-born centre Brian Liebenberg scores 3 tries in a 41-14 victory.
He's got 3!
The French finish on top of Pool B with maximum points. Just who will finish behind France in their pool depends on the outcome of the Scotland-Fiji game. One man steals the show in the opening exchanges.
So look at the size of Naivo there in the blue scrum cap. Here is Little on the loop. Nice work by Tuilevu. Valdau. Oh, that is a wonderful, wonderful try for the man who is coming back. He is well back.
Let's look at him reach out. He hasn't touched the try line until there. His feet were still in the air.
Scorching winger Rupeni Thau returns from suspension to wreak havoc on the Scottish defence. 7-0 with Nicky Little's brilliant conversion. The flamboyant Fijians, masters of improvisation, are in control and on the hunt for more points. With few opportunities, the Scots need Chris Patterson's kicking to keep in touch.
So it's on its way again, and a second penalty by Patterson.
Thau prefers to use his feet in more exhilarating fashion.
Out to Dobe Virata. Now here is Sawambu. Now here's trouble. Valdau. Unbelievable. Logan is coming across, but you know, there's a rumour going around the Rugby World Cup in the last few weeks, Willie, that he's not 100% fit. And is that a little hint of a bit of a tummy there?
Trailing 14-6 at the turnaround, the Scots are in danger of missing the quarter-finals for the first time in Cup history. But Patterson remains calm, slotting home 3 successive penalties to give his side a 1-point lead.
It's number 5 for Patterson.
Little replies. 17-15. Fiji with just 15 minutes left. With 5 minutes remaining, tragedy for Fiji. Api Naivo is penalised for killing the ball and is sent to the sin bin. The Scots remain calm and mount one final raid through their forwards.
Fiji are holding up. It's with Taylor again. And now Douglas. They drive for the line. The referee is trying to have a look. And he says, try.
Tom Smith, an epilepsy sufferer, playing his 50th test, is the hero. With Patterson's conversion, Scotland steal victory 22-20.
And in his 50th test for Scotland, he'll score a try which could win them the game and advance them to the quarterfinals.
Very much disappointed. We knew it was going to go down to the wire, and but the ball just didn't bounce away in the last few minutes.
You know, it shows that you have to dig deep in games like this, and we did. We didn't score tries, we scored 1, but you know, credit to Fiji that they get 2 opportunities in the first half, and that man Thau just killed us.
Scotland joined France in the quarterfinals. The unlucky Fijians finished 3rd ahead of the United States and Japan. After giving England a scare, Samoa are expected to do the same to South Africa in another game to decide who will advance to the next stage. But the expectations that this will be one of the hardest fought contests of the tournament never eventuate.
On the inside, Jovan Niekerk. What about the start for the Springboks? Magnificent. He's a couple of metres out. They've got numbers out to the left. Yuri Muller steps and takes them on, and Muller crashes over for the second try.
Despite their occasional bone-jarring defence.
Niekerk, huge man, under his rib, driving. That's where the error came from.
The Samoans struggle to recapture their England form. The Springboks sprint to a 28-point lead at half-time.
And the Samoans did well to come back with that. Now it's towed through. The race is on. Hugard, great soccer skills, dives on it, and he will claim the try. Into 1,000, Smith dummies. John Smith out to Yuan Smith. Try time again.
The Pacific Islanders offer a glimmer of hope after the break.
Lima. Big defence. Corey Krieger. Now to the short side to Titi. Gives it over to the big second rower who slams it down. A Peter Pellyboy.
Blindside. I thought maybe they cut out one too many, but Pellyboy stayed low and stretched out. Defence couldn't get to him.
But while veteran centre Brian Lima continues to make shuddering hits...
Oh, that's a car accident.
The Springboks show the best way to damage an opponent is on the scoreboard. They run in 8 tries in a 60-10 thumping.
And a pick up here by Wilmser. Will he have too much pace? They're coming at him, but that's the winning of the ball game, you would think. Ashwin Wilmser. Rui Muller, Jaco van der Westhausen, Rousseau, picked up, well done. Delport, Jaco van der Westhausen dives into the corner.
The lasting image of the game and one of the most moving of the tournament is when both devoutly religious teams join together in a prayer of full time.
Saying a prayer together.
Well, I've never seen scenes like this with 2 teams after a World Cup match.
Well, they're both very religious teams.
Yep.
We always felt that we could beat Samoa, and we thought we knew how to play that. We wanted to keep the game tight and slow it down and drive them up with our forwards, and it worked well for us in the first half. And then the second half, we let it run around like they wanted to, and they came back with that great try in the second half. So very happy with the performance.
Samoa say goodbye to the tournament. South Africa join England for the quarter-finals. On IRB rankings, Ireland is 3rd, Australia 4th. But few critics and punters expect anything but a Wallaby victory when the teams meet in the final Pool A game. The stakes are high. The winner will advance to a quarter-final against Scotland, an easier route than the loser, who will play the high-flying French. The Australians are formidable in the opening exchanges and work their way to an 8-0 lead.
Rogers in from fullback. Referee's playing advantage here for hands in the ruck. Gregan a drop goal. Take that! Sailor again, testing this defence, proving a real handful. Now Larkham. Numbers here for Australia, the try's on, it has to be for Rock! And George Smith. Rock could have scored himself. First try to the Wallabies.
Pressure applied early. Smith has been in absolutely everything. This man is on fire tonight, and I'm delighted to see him rewarded with a try.
Ronan O'Gara opens Ireland's account. By half-time, Australia lead 11-6. Both teams are reduced to 14 players in the final minutes. Matt Rogers is sin-binned for slowing the ball down.
Now he's given warnings here. There could be a yellow card.
That was a dead set foot on the head of an Australian player.
Shane Horgan in trouble for reckless rucking. The second half is gripping, not least for Irish centre Brian O'Driscoll, who is penalised for tackling George Smith by the hair. Elton Flatley kicks the Wallabies 8 ahead, but the world champions are beginning to lose their way, rattled by continuous Irish pressure.
Australia going quickly, Ross gone without it. Wood is there. Horrible mistake by the Australians.
It's only a matter of time before the land of the Shamrock finds a priceless corner of grass.
Trying to slip the ball around the corner. Ireland still have it. They go left. Kelly. Yes, O'Driscoll.
Listen to the referee, watch the first play. The crowd have gone up if he controls it. No doubt.
That is try time, Ireland.
He hasn't scored a try since 2002.
With O'Gara's conversion, Ireland trails 14-13, but is finishing the stronger, despite another Flatley penalty.
But Flatley increases the lead to 4.
The Irish look the most likely to score.
Here's Horgan. Horgan couldn't hold on. Wood arrived. There's the little knock on by Horgan, but Roth covered up very well there.
Well, Joe Roth did well there to stand his ground.
Over the back of the pack.
An O'Driscoll drop goal cuts the gap to 1 point with 12 minutes remaining.
Lovely reverse flick from O'Gara. O'Driscoll drop goal. It's good.
Ireland mount raid after raid, but just can't convert their opportunities. Is this their last hope?
The new boy.
Like Justin Harrison.
Drop goal. Humphreys. Has he done it? Just out to the right.
Even Australian Prime Minister John Howard feels the tension. His team holds on 17-16 in one of the most exciting games of the tournament.
Tremendous performance by the losers as the Wallabies had to call on all of their professionalism and their composure in the dying stages.
Yeah, we're happy to have got through. Obviously we didn't play the way we wanted to, but that has a lot to do with the way that the Irish performed. They put us under a lot of pressure. I think they had most of the field position and possession pretty much the whole game. So that was a pretty good effort.
Yeah, I mean, we're obviously disappointed, but not too disappointed because we have a quarter-final in a week's time. And maybe we'll get the chance to wreak revenge towards the end of this tournament. We might meet again.
So the defending world champions remain unbeaten to finish on top of Pool A. On this performance, the brave Irish can take much confidence into their quarter-final against France. To the last Pool C game of the tournament, England go on the rampage against Uruguay.
Good play by England, spreading it wide. Cat back for Corrie. Advantage being played to England. Grayson, Cat, Belshaw. They're going to roll it forward. Now they go right. Lucy comes into the line, scores England's second try. Delalio came off the back, they go right-hand side. Here's Belshaw. Great pace, great skill. Too much pace, too much skill. Third try to England. Belshaw goes on his own. Mike Cat celebrates his return to Test football.
The South Americans try hard.
Gee, that was a fair enough hit there too. Great hit by Capo in jersey 8.
But they're just not in the same league as their illustrious rivals. England converts a 42-6 half-time lead into a 111-13 victory. 17 tries to 1. Fullback Josh Lucy scores 5, equalling the English record in a test.
Beautiful hands by Josh Lucy to score his second try. Gomersall. Now Cat. Beautiful ball back in for Abbott. Superb play. Jason Robertson. I said he would set the stadium alight.
The runners queuing up.
Now Lucy. Try number 5 for the fullback for England. And he's just one try away from equaling Mark Ellis' 6 against Japan back in 1995 in South Africa.
So, as expected, England finish on top of their pool with a formidable for and against record. So far, their defence has conceded just 47 points. So, after 39 other games and 3 weeks of action, Wales and New Zealand meet in the final preliminary game of the tournament. In only the second minute, the signs are ominous for the Welsh.
Of Cooper. Brad Zorn takes 2 to bring him down. Numbers here on the left. Hallett's there, and so is Rokethoko. His 3rd try of the tournament.
Number 11, Tom Shanklin, had to make a decision. Should he come in or should he stay out? And Rokethoko chose to come in, and Rokethoko scores his 14th Test try for the All Blacks.
Has he got the distance?
More worries for Wales 3 minutes later. Fullback Gurren Evans off after colliding with his captain, Colin Charvis.
It's 7-0 as Evans is about to leave the field.
Despite this, the underdogs play with fierce determination. Gareth Thomas so close, yet so far.
There it is for Thomas! Oh, he lost it! What a tragedy!
No doubts, though, over Mark Taylor's effort.
Dougie Howlett underneath. And now Jones the prop. Chances on. Thomas was too slow. There were 3 men over. It's still there. Taylor, here's a try.
It's turning into a fast, free-flowing game, and that suits one of the tournament's big draw cards.
Hold of some to build up some pressure.
Good offload there from Collins. This is Thorne, and Rokothoko's with him. One man to beat. He can do it. Can they stop him? What a reply.
After Leon McDonald converts his own try, the All Blacks lead 21-10.
Rokothoko's outside, but he's not needed. Leon McDonald gets the 3rd try.
The All Blacks look to be gaining momentum. Ali Williams leaves his mark on Brent Cobain. Then, on the score sheet.
Cross kick.
Here it is for Ali Williams, the big fellow. Can he play Aussie rules? New Zealand rules.
28-10. But any thoughts the All Blacks are going to stroll away are swept aside by Welsh spirit.
This is Williams. Oh, what a step! How about that? Shane Williams. He's Gaston. And here it comes for Shanklin. Oh, wonderful. The Kiwis got it. Sonny Parker. What a game, what a performance. The Welsh Dragon looking for their 3rd try. And they're asking huge questions here. Chavez. Oh, yes!
After Stephen Jones lands a penalty goal early in the second half, Wales are just 1 point behind. Then who would have expected this?
Both teams. Who wants this match more?
Brent Cobain with a superb jump. Former Queenslander. This is Sweeney. Chavez in support. Colin Chavez, the captain. Yes! Sweeney just short. They only need the ball to score the try. Here it comes. Thomas. There it is. It's that man Williams. And Wales have hit the lead.
And quite amazing.
So here's Taylor again, or Jones.
Trailing 34-28, the All Blacks hit back within 2 minutes in what is developing into a monumental struggle.
It's needed here from New Zealand. Spencer on the loop. Howlett. There it is. We've seen 10 successful kicks at goal in a row from Jones and this man, Leon McDonald.
Jones takes his team 4 points ahead in the 53rd minute. The All Blacks forced to lift, are teased by near misses.
But New Zealand so close. The pressure comes again. The decoys are all over the place. Major Muliaina. Did he get it down?
No.
Muliaina just caught, wrapped up there by Jenkins. Muliaina close again.
I think it's Marty Holder that went close, but this is a better surge.
There we go, short. It's in the air. There it is.
With 17 minutes to go, Carlos Spencer goes searching. Is this the game-breaking run?
Spencer all the way.
The All Blacks ahead 38-37. 10 minutes remain. Wales are running on empty.
New Zealand keep it square. Marshall. Too much pace for Thomas. And Howlett. Rokotoko goes in. Wales lost it ahead. Here's Marty Holler. You get the feeling it's only a matter of time now before New Zealand gets its 8th try. Spencer and Major. And that is the game set and cash for the All Blacks.
The All Blacks survive a scare. 53-37. The margin doesn't do the game justice. Wales were only a scrape behind in the most enthralling game played so far.
We're very proud of the fact that we put up a very good performance. We held out our character towards the end, but it was one of those games that we could have played a little bit better and probably had a better scoreline reflected in that.
Yeah, I thought they played fantastic. You know, we wanted a real contest and they certainly gave it to us.
The All Blacks finish on top of Pool D with a maximum 20 points from 4 wins and 4 bonus points. To the first quarter-final, a battle of two Southern Hemisphere giants.
Jack coming in with Williams, who's been under an injury cloud for much of this tournament, and then the back row of Thorne, McCaw and Collins are going to have to work to get that ball and get it quickly if they want to start to release that potent back line, especially of Rokethoko. But we see across the board, big, strong and fast. They lost Van Niekerk during the week and have got an able replacement in Rousseau coming in the number 7 jersey. But will they be able to match it in the backs?
No matter who wins, this game will have one first. Neither of these teams has ever lost a quarter-final. The All Blacks look dangerous from the start.
Muliaina out of his 22. This is wonderful play, Marshall.
Marshall in open space, and look at Howland looming in support. Marshall goes on his own to Rokethoko. The All Blacks, have they butchered a try? Unbelievable stuff by Marshall.
Leon MacDonald and Derek Hoggard exchange early penalty goals. 3-3 after 14 minutes.
And a chance to bring the game back on level terms. And he's done it.
The All Blacks are dominating the forward exchanges, and in the backs, Carlos Spencer is at his brilliant best.
Now Spencer searching for an opening, and he's found it. Carlos Spencer.
Support looms on the inside, MacDonald.
Superb All Black try.
Well, Carlos Spencer's entire package in rugby has got everything. He can run, he can pass. See how he just tantalises them. He looks for his runners. He's got one on the outside. He elects to go on the inside to MacDonald, and that's why Carlos Spencer is one of the better pool players around in world rugby.
There are already signs the South Africans are struggling to find ways through.
Very important now that South Africa strike back as quickly as they can. Hogarth has the shot for the drop goal, and he's got a bit of a fascination for the drop goals.
The rest of the half is a mix of physical exchanges and limited scoring chances.
And it's done by the captain, Corey Quicker. After the whistle is gone, he says, oh, there's a nice little calf. There's a nice little calf. I'll give that a bit of a try. I'll do it again, right in front of the referee.
Now driving forward, Chris Jack. In there working too is Ali Williams as well. Marshall. Spencer with the drop goal. Hits the post. And cleaned up in the in goal by South Africa. 15 metres out from the Springbok line. And there's Powell as they try to roll it forward again. Now they'll go wide. And again the drop goal by Spencer. Great tackle, as Simon mentioned. Trigger.
He's going, what was that just cleaned me up?
At the moment, they trail 13-3, and a chance to make it 13-6, a converted try, the difference at halftime. And he's done it, so that's crucial points for the Springboks.
A MacDonald drop goal soon after the break kicks the All Blacks 10 points clear. The Springboks realise they're in danger of losing to their fierce rivals for the first time in a World Cup game. Hoggard cuts the gap to 7 in the 51st minute.
And that's the situation. It's 16-9.
But the best attacking raids are all mounted by the All Blacks.
Buries him. McCaw.
A tremendous defence by South Africa. They were getting everything thrown at them, but they stayed strong.
Case Muse, 9 tries in his career. Marshall, Collins, head down, good defence by Willemse. They're still short on the left, and Marshall spotted it, but he's lost the ball.
Then, in the 59th minute,
Marshall, Nialamu, broke the line. What a reward. What a reward for Kevin Nialamu.
Well, New Zealand elected not to kick for touch from that penalty. They kept the ball in hand. They drove into the South African forwards. They picked and go. They got a break. Fabulous, fabulous try.
the All Blacks are in control.
Well, the New Zealand fans here at the Telstra Dome would tend to suggest that.
Good push and turn by New Zealand. Allows Collins and Ko to put pressure and turn it over.
Chance again for the All Blacks. Rugby World they couldn't keep him off the try-scoring list in this quarter-final. And the irony of it is that the final pass came Fijian style from Carlos Spencer.
With the game winding down, veteran Springbok scrum half Joos van der Westhuizen says goodbye to international rugby. This is his 89th and last test. His team beaten 29-9.
And the referee, Tony Spredry, blows full time.
It was a huge game, you know. The Springboks have been playing very well, and you know, we knew we really had to lift our game, and you know, I'm really pleased with the way the guys responded tonight.
I don't think the commitment lacked. I think that we couldn't get our hands on the ball, and you know, credit to them, they played really well. I haven't played against All Black side that's played like that in the past. You know, they knew what they were doing out there, and they were very physical. And we couldn't get our hands on the ball. You can't play rugby without the ball.
The All Blacks will play the winner of Australia-Scotland. Only the most ardent of Scottish fans are expecting anything but an easy Wallaby victory.
Centres, Flatley and Mortlock, never played together in a run-on side, and neither have the back three of 15, 11 and 14, Sailor, Takiri and Rogers.
Here's the Scottish lineup, and it's pretty well the side that was able to edge out Fiji last week with a couple of minor alterations.
After Elton Flatley kicks his team to an early lead,
and he looks very comfortable on home turf.
The Wallabies struggle against their committed rivals. The Scots dominate the line-outs, and with Chris Patterson on target,
scores a level at Suncorp.
They hold their illustrious hosts in a tryless first half, dominated by heavy defence and mistakes.
And Rogers took his eye off the ball with the line open. Now they can do it through Lyons, and there's a big line out to the left of the Wallabies here. Larkham wants it. Here comes Mortlock. He was hammered. And it's Australia with a chance to push ahead here in the 22nd minute. And the Aussies needed some composure. It's come in the last 5 minutes, and this will make it an all-even ball game. They're happy.
The biggest highlight comes just before the break with a Patterson special.
Taylor. Wallaby defence is good. Drop goal attempt. It's a big one. It's a good one. What about that? Patterson levels the scores.
9-all. The Wallabies turn to a centre who's been on the selection outer for much of the campaign.
Harrison. Mortlock himself all the way. Sterling Mortlock gets a breakout. And the Wallabies take the lead.
After Sterling Mortlock's try, Australia gains momentum. The first half performance is more than enough to stir greater urgency after the break.
7 players here. He's hungry. Gitto on the right. Gregan taps ahead. George Gregan. Australia by 17 here at Suncorp. Lions powering over. Look at Steve Walsh. And Walsh is awarded. He was down.
An ankle injury to replacement back Matt Gitto dampens the effort, as does a Scottish rally right on full time.
Can Scotland finish with one last hurrah? Referee's happy.
The Wallabies win 33-16, but they'll have to improve if they're to match the All Blacks.
It was a tough game. You know, they came out exactly how we expected. We were a little bit ill-disciplined in the first half, turned over a little bit of ball, but we started that second half really well, and you know, we went on from it, and that was good.
We missed a couple of tackles just in the first 15 minutes of the second half, and they capitalised on it, and then they got sort of 15 to 20 points in front, and at this level you can't chase a game like that, and you know, we stuck in for most of the game and got a try at the end there.
France enter their quarter-final against Ireland as firm favourites.
In the tight five, they can match it with the French. They have a strong, elusive line-out that can cause trouble, but it's in the back row of Gleeson, Easterby and Costello that they need to match it with the world-class back row of the French.
The French forwards are powerful, athletic and very experienced, with the tight five having 225 test caps between them, and the back three of Harry Nadorki, Manier and Betson are rated as probably the best loose forward combo in the world. In the backs, watch for the playmaking of Frederick Michalak in jersey 10 and the finishing touches of Brusque, Rougerie and Josian.
There's no hiding the French passion from the moment they take the field. But after kick-off, the tears are in eyes that find no reason to smile.
They are going to move this ball wide. Michalak again, angling it away. This is space. Pressure on the fullback. Harry Nadorki. Try time. Olivia Magna. What a great French try. They're making easy yards, the French. Michalak goes to the line. Here's Betson. Rougerie on the outside. Showing the touchline. Foot into touch, no try.
Watch the defence come across, and that foot, right foot on the line, that's out. What a call from the touch judge.
Yes,
that was a
Nigel
hair's
Williams.
breadth in it, wasn't it?
Now a chance for Ireland to spin it to the right. O'Gara, undisciplined pass. Clever play, Ibanez. Betson, Dominici, he will have too much pace. Second try to the French. Fourth try in the World Cup for Dominici. The New Zealand-born centre for France. Now Galtier takes another snipe at this Irish defence. Beautiful play back on the inside. A chance again. Harry Nadorki, third French try. Are they bound for the semi-finals?
Looks for support. Harry Nadorki is there, 23 years of age, a fantastic athlete, one of the greats of the future for France, if not already. And he outsprints them all to the line to go over untouched. Look at him, raises the finger to the ground. On there.
27-0 at half-time, and the French haven't finished yet.
Numbers to the right. Michalak, Magna. Beautiful play by Olivia Magna. And finally, Jean-Jacques Crinker. The French celebrate.
It's 37-0 before the tired Irish find some fight to outplay their rivals in the closing stages. Classy centre Brian O'Driscoll leads the way.
And Olivia Magna. Now what can Ireland do? Costello goes straight to the light man in Michalak. Stringer, Humphreys, the little kick in behind. No, did he get it down?
That's try time.
I think he's got it down.
And it was a good scrum by Ireland, giving them the go ball forward they wanted. A nudge in behind it. Oh, yeah, that's classy.
Well, Humphreys saw the little gap, put it in behind, the only way you could breach the defence. And O'Driscoll just took his time. It looked like it was in slow motion, but one-hander just plucked it out of the air and whacks it down before the line.
Irish, Humphreys. O'Driscoll held up, try. Second try for Brian O'Driscoll.
43-21, the final score. The end of Ireland's campaign and the career of one of the game's most admired players, colourful hooker Keith Wood.
I don't know, we just didn't play in the first half. It's really disappointing, but I think we can hold our heads up. We tried very hard in the second half, and we tried very hard. We tried our damnedest out there, just it didn't come up. I think our first half let us down, just the worst we've played maybe in the tournament, but and it was almost an impossible task after that, but we did try, we did put everything into it.
It's very good, very happy for the team, for the French team, because it was an objective to arrive in semi-final. We know that today is going to be hard, but we start very well. We played a very good first half. The second was a little bit more difficult because we was very tired, but it's okay. We scored 43 points to 21.
France will play the winner of England and Wales. This is where the campaign really begins for Martin Johnson's team.
They've had a few late changes to their 22 due to injury.
Yeah, of course, Dan Luger, until 2 days ago, wasn't even in the 22. He came in to replace, came onto the reserves bench first. Now he's been upgraded into the starting 15.
Mark Taylor, a lot of experience there. Yeston Harris comes into the number 12 position as well. And the exciting Shane Williams, number 11. Can't wait to see him perform tonight.
So much is expected of England. It is now time to deliver against a team breathing fire after their performance against New Zealand. After an unexpected start from Johnny Wilkinson.
No goal.
The Welsh dominate and look the team most likely to score tries.
Wales elected to go inside, but they still had big numbers on the right. Jones the prop here. Sidoli! Yes! Did he lose it? He did! No try! Oh!
While England are forced to rely on Wilkinson's boot.
Distance is fine, and so is the accuracy.
Down on the scoreboard, but soaring high on confidence, the Welsh want to keep ball in hand, and it works in spectacular fashion.
No problem. Off he goes. This is Cooper. Robinson in front. Jones, Thomas. Has to be a try if he holds on. And there it is for Jones! One of the tries of the tournament.
Well, Williams handled twice. He juggled at the end, his second touch, and flicked the ball back inside as Ben Cohen came across. And Stephen Jones, look at him, he could see the try line. His 4th test try in his 34th test appearance for the Welsh.
Stirred by Stephen Jones's try, the Welsh sniff more opportunities.
Back to them.
They're almost there. Chavez, yes!
Captain Colin Chavez leading by example. Wales ahead 10-3 at half-time. The underdogs haven't reached a semi-final since finishing 3rd in 1987. Is this their moment? It takes just one burst of brilliance to answer the question.
Oh, he's gassed them. What a burst by Robertson. He has Greenwood outside. Did he hit the corner post?
It'll go upstairs. I think his foot may well have hit it before he got the ball down.
Unbelievable, Jason Robertson, turn of speed. He's been looking to counter-attack all night. Yeston Harris had to make the tackle on him. And Will Greenwood, that's try time.
With Wilkinson's conversion, scores a level.
All even.
His boot then dominates the game. 5 penalties in 19 minutes, and England are comfortably ahead.
The crowd response.
25-10 with 9 minutes remaining. The Welsh mount a final charge.
Plenty of room, left-hand side.
Is the kick good? Williams! It's there for Wales! Surely! The other Williams got it! Yeston Harris attempting the conversion. This is a big one. The Welsh fans like it.
4 minutes later, Yeston Harris has the chance to cut the margin to 5.
And that was the worst kick he's done all year.
In the shadows of full time, Wilkinson fittingly has the final word.
That'd really rub it in, wouldn't it? He hit it well.
Yes.
And that's the end of the section for this very brave
England
and
still alive. They win at 28-17. Wilkinson with 23 points, the hero. His team, though, outscored 3 tries to 1.
Well, a lot of ball, a lot of territory, but the half breaks that we got we didn't convert, so not great at half time. But I think the second half we pretty much dominated. Disappointing to concede a silly penalty, and then they did well to finish that try at the end to bring him back into it. But we took control in the second half. Still a bit too sloppy, really, to be satisfied.
I think we're glad that throughout the tournament we've improved our performances week by week, but unfortunately this was the one hurdle that we couldn't get over, and the guys are very disappointed in the result. You know, we thought we had a good chance, especially going in at half time, but unfortunately England showed they were a bit too strong for us in the second half.
Australia versus New Zealand. Their fights for the Bledisloe Cup are legendary. Now the prize is bigger. The pressure on both teams is incredible. The Wallabies are outsiders, still struggling to play anywhere near their best. They faced scathing criticism from experts and fans alike, while the All Blacks are carrying the hopes of a rugby-worshipping nation demanding nothing less than a tournament victory.
There we see the forwards for Australia. Brendan Cannon being an outstanding form for the Wallabies this season. Holds his spot. Interesting to see Nathan Sharp and Justin Harrison paired in the second row. But for me tonight, Captain George Gregan, playing over 90 test matches for the Wallaby. His link between Stephen Larkham and himself is key. And the back three for Australia, Sala, Rogers and Takiri, must counter-attack early if the Wallabies are any chance.
But in the forward pack, they're strong. They've got Jack and Williams back in the second row, which will be which will cause Australia great pain. A strong back row, Carlos at 10, but it's that back three of Rokotoko, Howlett and Muliaina are the three that could set this alight and put Australia in all sorts of trouble.
George Gregan leading out the Australian team and hoping that his side can become the first national outfit to reach 3 World Cup finals. Lyons in for the injured Kefu. Rogers switching from outside centre to fullback to make way for Sterling Mortlock. And now we stand by for the national anthems. And it's Carlos Spencer to do the honours. Semi-final number 1, Rugby World Cup 2003. And
from the kick-off, the Wallabies show their intentions. Keep the ball in hand.
Elton Flatley into scrum half for Larkham and Gregan out here in midfield. And Australia going wide early.
It's 4 minutes before the All Blacks touch the ball. They exert immediate pressure.
New Zealand finally getting their hands on the ball. They have a big overlap. Howlett! Muliaina! Did he get it down? He is so dexterous. He is so athletic. Is he in touch?
I think he's dropped the ball as well. Takiri coming across.
The other angle will show it. I think his body's actually inside, but I think you're right, Tim. I think he's dropped it as he's gone to the ground.
A la George Gregan, Jeff Wilson.
He didn't have control of that.
Their next attack brings results, but not as expected.
And it's New Zealand in possession. Spencer again. Intercepted. Mortlock. They are going to make hard work of it. Rokotoko's chasing, but he can give up. Mortlock gets the first try. Length of the field.
Spencer does a little shimmy. He's looked for the long pass, and who was swooping on it? But Sterling Mortlock. Once he got it, they weren't going to catch him. It was shut the gate stuff.
Well, Sterling Mortlock last week had a massive dive. This week slides in, and Wendell Sala and Mortlock celebrate.
The All Blacks are stunned. Leon McDonald does nothing to ease their discomfort.
And he pulled it away quite badly there.
Despite the heavy hits, the Wallabies are beginning to dominate New Zealand's forward pack. In the 22nd minute, a critical moment.
New Zealand taking deep breaths at the moment. Stephen Larkham showing terrific vision out there. Collins! Ball and all tackle wasn't legal. Shoulder into the head as he drove up. Dangerous tackle.
Nathan Sharp goes to the blood bin. Jerry Collins is penalised and Elton Flatley takes advantage.
2 out of 2 for Elton Flatley.
Even more significant than the hit on Sharp is George Smith's late tackle on Justin Marshall.
Another New Zealand player on the ground.
The All Blacks scrum half later calls it a cheap shot. He plays just 20 minutes more before leaving the field with rib damage. The woes continue for the Cup favourites.
Shaving the outside of the post.
But everything is clicking for the Australians. Sterling Mortlock is almost unstoppable as the score climbs to 13-0.
Elton Flatley.
The All Blacks need points desperately before half-time.
But loose work there, overlap New Zealand. Here comes Rokotoko out wide. Spencer running away from support. They can still do it. And there it is for New Zealand.
New Zealand, as always, on turnover ball, are threatening. We thought it may be a case of whereby Carlos Spencer might have slaughtered the try, but great interlinking.
Absolutely brilliant play, Tim Horan, from Carlos Spencer here.
Well, we all thought Carlos Spencer would go wide to Rokotoko, but he came back against Australia's drift defence.
Can McDonald convert? 6 points the difference at Telstra Stadium.
Ahead 13-7, the Wallabies are helped by an early penalty after the break.
Flatley's third penalty goal.
The All Blacks are still to strike a rhythm. Is the World Cup slipping from their grasp? Amid the building excitement, the Australians are struck by misfortune.
I think it might be Ben Darwin who's gone down, who's been caught in an awkward position when that scrum wheel turned and collapsed to the ground.
When prop Ben Darwin felt a crack, he yelled out neck, neck, neck. Opposition Case Muse immediately stopped exerting pressure. His actions could have saved his rival from a more serious injury. Darwin off with a prolapsed disc. His tournament over, his football career in doubt. After an 8-minute break, play continues. Flatley and McDonald exchange penalties.
Just caresses. And it's 19-10.
And when Flatley lands another, the Wallabies lead 22-10 midway through the half. Nothing is going right for the All Blacks.
And then he was floored once he kicked the ball.
Well, Matt Rogers, he was in trouble.
Take your time.
Saw the player's left foot kick down the sideline. Reuben Thorne tried to pull out.
That's a great Hollywood by Matt Rogers.
It sums up the New Zealanders' night. Forgettable.
Yeah, it's pretty heartbreaking, you know. Can't really fault the preparation. We thought we worked well during the week, but they got away to a great start and just defended. We just couldn't get back. And they showed a lot of character tonight. They've been bagged a lot, but they came out fighting and they showed what a good side they really are.
Yeah, it was a massive effort by everyone. It needed to be a massive effort from everyone in the 22. I think everyone in the 22 pretty much was used tonight, and we had to do that because you're playing what's been the world's best team this year. So it was a great effort, but it's given us an opportunity to play for the ultimate prize, and that's next week, so I can't get too carried away.
One of Australian rugby's most memorable victories. The Wallabies now await the winner of the other semi-final. England and France, their rivalry is every bit as intense as Australia-New Zealand. The French have been flowing smoothly throughout the tournament. The English have been inconsistent. Is this their last crusade, or are they only just beginning?
Look at those tight five. Johnson, Vickery, Thompson, Woodman and Ben Kay as well. But the player that they'll need tonight to perform is Richard Hill, number 6 for England. And also number 12, Mike Catt. He's the player who will have to take responsibility with Johnny Wilkinson tonight, and they will share responsibilities at number 10 tonight for England.
From 1 to 10, it is an outstanding French combination. And then they've got the people at the back, Josion in the number 12 jersey, a hat-trick against Fiji. They can score at will and will do so if provided sufficient good ball.
Galtier and Johnson. Johnson for England. The French aiming for their third World Cup final, England their second. Galtier saying that French rugby is a bit like the weather. It can be sunny, and it can also be very cloudy.
From the opening minutes, emotions boil.
Battle going on the two, coming at it. Johnson pointing to his eyes. Dominici saying, I wouldn't get up there with the step ladder.
Dominici having a smile and a laugh. There's not too many players that can do that to Martin Johnson.
Front row of France is compelling. And they know it. Here it starts. One weakness has been the willingness of the English front row to go on with it in the scrum.
Heavy rain and strong winds challenge both teams. Under these atrocious conditions, England turn to a familiar boot.
Kneel back. Wilkinson now on his right foot. He has done it, and first points for England.
The French answer with interest a minute later.
Betson held it brilliantly. Serge Betson! Did he get it down? He's holding on tight to his chest. And did he get the downward pressure? Serge Betson, the Biarritz bombshell, gets the first 5-pointer of the second semi-final.
Frederic Michalak converts. The 21-year-old is under as much pressure as Johnny Wilkinson.
He slots them from everywhere, this guy.
When Lawrence Dallaglio is penalised for accidental obstruction, Michalak steps up again.
Michalak with a sublime first attempt at goal. What can he do here? It'll be double figures if successful. And he's missed one of his easier kicks in the tournament.
He has another chance 4 minutes later.
And Michalak now, a better strike. But he's pushed it out to the right.
In general play, he's also having problems.
Michalak guiding it across the pitch. Here comes Rougerie out on the full to Robinson.
But the French worries are only just beginning.
It was a bit of a trip there.
And you can't drag a lazy leg.
Well, I take it back. Was not accidental. Clive Woodward.
Clive saying send him off.
Be true, then bang. No.
Wilkinson misses the penalty goal attempt.
Can he produce some manna from heaven here? Distance is not there.
After the French are penalised for offside, England's fly half makes no mistake. And then
Wilkinson, another right foot drop kick. He's second of the match. And it's England in the lead.
approaching half-time, Serge Betson kicks the head of Matt Dawson. He will later be suspended for 6 weeks. By the break, England lead 12-7 after another Wilkinson penalty. The weather wrecks any chance of an attractive game after more misses.
Distance is problem here, and there's 5 points deficit. This puts you right back in contact, in the face of your opponents. He had the distance, but Michalak misses with his third shot.
Another yellow card to France. Betson off for a late tackle on Wilkinson.
Could that be the turning point in this game?
Crazy, absolutely crazy. Got the kick away, then taken out. Again, not my problem.
The English grind their opponents down. Johnny is the star.
Now the breakout, he's isolated back.
Galtier was the tackler. Wilkinson sizing up another drop goal. That's a hat-trick!
There was pressure coming from Michalak, and then he goes off his natural left foot and is straight through the middle.
Wilkinson, all 24.
There's another cause for English celebrations. Replacement prop Jason Leonard comes on for his 112th game. He becomes the most capped player in history.
Martin Johnson knocked ahead there by England. That is the end of the road for France.
24/7 at full time. A disappointing finish to the career of French captain Fabien Galtier. But for the clinical English, a reason to celebrate. Wilkinson with all his team's points.
Well, we had to have a performance, didn't we? We haven't played really, and we weren't happy to see the rain before the game. So neither team, I mean, both teams tried to play, but it was difficult. And you saw yesterday, it's about pressure, and Australia put New Zealand under a lot of pressure and got the win, and we did the same today. So we only conceded one score, and we were lucky he missed his kicks, but that's part of the game, and we pressured him. He was quite a young guy, and I thought our defence and we didn't give away many penalties apart from myself in the first half. So it was just a great display, and we needed the passion, and forwards questioned ourselves before the game, and I think we came through.
Yeah, we're pretty disappointed with effort tonight. I think not the fact that we lost, but just the way that we played. I think we made a lot of mistakes today and couldn't string any phases together. Couldn't put pressure on England, and to their credit, they put pressure on us, scored points when they had to, and I guess that was the difference. The score was 24-7 at full time. There's not much I can say. They deserve their win, and in these sort of conditions, it's quite a hiding.
It's about winning. I keep trying to say to everyone, this is about winning. We've won again, and we're now in the World Cup final, and I'm confident this team can beat anyone, anywhere, anytime, any conditions. So we'll know next week. It's going to be a good week.
New Zealand had the advantage here. This is Christian, and the big fellow thunders over for the first 5-pointer. Spencer wants it. Just keeping the defence guessing. Muliaina, fullback to beat. It's Elorga, in fact, and an easy one now for Howlett. Elorga, the danger man, that is brilliant, formidable, and it's France hitting back. Rokotoko has to surely, and Joe Rokotoko gets his 6th Rugby World Cup try. It's his 17th try in just 11 test matches, a phenomenal scoring rate. Spencer, 3-on-2, Major, has to be, Muliaina! Try number 5 for New Zealand. So New Zealand takes 3rd spot, downing the French by 40-13.
Yeah, I guess we've got to be happy with the way the guys picked themselves up. Last week was heartbreaking, but the guys picked themselves up and come here to win.
We had a very young team tonight. We wanted to make a best game, but the All Blacks were definitely too good and too fast for us tonight. So congratulations to them, and I hope we will be best in the World Cup 2007, which will be in France.
So, after 47 games, just one remains. Australia versus England. The Wallabies' path to the final began with a hard-fought win over Argentina. Their closest game, a 1-point victory against Ireland. The highlight, the magnificent triumph over New Zealand. Unbeaten in World Cup games since the 1995 quarterfinals, they're aiming to become the first team to successfully defend their title. After beginning their campaign with an easy win over Georgia, England faced some grueling games along the way. But no team has yet come within 10 points of them. They're striving to be world champions for the first time, a feat still to be achieved by any Northern Hemisphere nation. No nation has been under more pressure throughout this tournament than England. Since 1966, when their soccer team won the World Cup, the fans have been waiting and waiting for another reason to celebrate. They have the edge after winning their last 4 encounters with Australia, but the Wallabies showed against the All Blacks they are big game players, However, they won't be helped by wet conditions.
The two best teams in world rugby, these players facing the biggest opportunity of their lives. The mental rehearsals are now over. It's all down to one shot at glory and what has been the greatest event in the Code's history. Coach Eddie Jones has backed his winning semi-final lineup. The only change, number 3 Al Baxter replacing injured Ben Darwin. Australia's back row of War, Smith and Lyons concedes 14 years of test experience to their opponents. The fittest and best prepared England team ever. The front row averages 114 kilos or 18 stone. The back 5 forwards have an average age of 31, and in the backs Dawson and Wilkinson were both in the England side that lost 76-0 to the Aussies at Suncorp back in 1998. And a nice touch from Andre Watson as he said, guys, enjoy the game.
The first critical error. Trevor Woodman penalised for a swinging arm. The penalty gives the Wallabies good field position for an early assault.
Australia still have it. Mortlock's out wide. Here comes Takiri. He's only got to take it. Lottie! First try Australia!
Unbelievable try by Lottie Takiri to start the match. Takiri just too big and strong over Robinson.
Difficult shot to give Australia a 7-point lead. Elton Flatley, it stayed in front of the posts, Australia 5-0.
Then poor discipline costs the Australians.
Lyons losing his footing.
You're okay.
Didn't stay on his feet.
Didn't get it, then you went round the wrong way. You can't have a ball in the
And Wilkinson strikes.
Distance is never a problem. The touch judges are happy. 2 points the difference at Telstra Stadium.
A double blow when Stephen Larkham is penalised for holding off the ball. He goes to the blood bin, while England go to Johnny.
Looks good. England have their nose in front.
England are taking control. The Wallabies thankful for Lottie Takiri's coolness.
Welcome to the World Cup final turnover.
Off they go. Lucy and Takiri. Lucy tripped over Takiri's ankle. Oh, that's so clever. Lottie Takiri. Champagne rugby from the number 11.
But it seems only a matter of time before the favourites cross.
Knock on. Advantage here for Richard Hill. Giddo couldn't pick it up. England 7 metres out. The try's on. 2 on 1. And Kay knocks it on.
After the worst sight England can have, Wilkinson injured, the most talked about player in the tournament recovers to put his side further ahead.
14 metres in from touch. Three in a row for the boy wonder. England 9, Australia 5.
If that isn't enough to give George Gregan headaches, this is. Then following a long-range miss from Flatley, the Australian captain feels the might of England's defence.
And George must have felt he was on the Ferris wheel.
Mike Tyndall lifted up George Gregan.
Pre-match criticism this English team can't run the ball is torn apart in the half's final minutes.
Here's Delalio, the big man with a lovely pass to Wilkinson and Robinson. They won't catch him. Jason Robinson.
Fantastic work by Delalio and vision. And then Johnny Wilkinson looked outside for his speed man in Robinson, but he could have actually thrown it on the inside because he had two more, and look at the you beauty.
14-5 at the break, a significant lead. In a grafting second half where the English forwards dominate, they also incur the penalties.
Big clean out from Saylor. Penalty to the Wallabies.
There we see Lawrence Delalio, number 8, not staying behind the last feet when the ruck had formed. He's going, yep, probably fair call, sir.
The two touch judges just acknowledge to confirm the accuracy, and it's 6 points the difference.
Spare a thought for long-time sparring partners Eddie Jones and Clive Woodward, riding every second.
Wilkinson again, and Vickery.
This is energy-sapping stuff against Australia.
Drop goes on here for Wilkinson! How is it? Just wide.
It's 14-11 with 2 minutes remaining.
What is the play?
It's a penalty. Flatley can level the scores and force the game into extra time. The fate of England and Australia hanging on this kick.
Elton Flatley's wife, Carly, is here in the stand. She'll be on the edge of her seat, as would 20 million Australians.
He kicked the first penalty goal of Rugby World Cup 2003, but this is the most important of all. It's extra time, 14-all, only seconds remaining on the clock. Elton Flatley, heroic kick under intense pressure.
Andre Watson calling for extra time. The players aren't quite sure what to do, whether they stay on the field or they go in the dressing shed.
To extra time and 10-minute halves, Wilkinson has an early penalty goal chance.
So we play out the next 20 minutes of extra time. If it's still level, then it becomes sudden death. Wilkinson has got the distance. Unbelievable! 17-14. Johnny Wilkinson, all of 50 metres, 4 from 5 for him.
17-14. The injection of Mike Catt gives England added thrust and more chances for Wilkinson.
Left foot shot from Johnny Wilkinson. And Phil Waugh was up there quickly.
At the turnaround, nervous smiles are the entree to more anxious seconds.
Here comes Dunning. Flicked it back. Bit of soccer skill there from Matt Dunning. Now Australia and Larkham. Out wide to Mortlock. Rogers here. And to Keary. He got the first try. Robinson stayed with him. And Wilkinson back in possession.
Keary taking on Robinson, but Ben Cohen comes across and helps out.
Again, England defends. Almost unbelievably, it's captain Martin Johnson.
And Australia now with a penalty attempt. In discipline on 2 counts by England. The 4-year-old Josh Flatley watching in the stand as Dad lines it up to level the scores if successful. Straight as a die. 17-all.
It's gripping, it's unreal, it's anyone's game. Holding a World Cup record crowd of nearly 83,000, the stadium becomes a theatre of dreams. seconds remain among so many heroes who deserves to stand alone.
This is England's chance. Back is there. Australia come through. Martin Johnson and England staying composed here. Wilson still in place for the drop goal. Australia come back. Here it is for Johnny. Has he done it? He sure has. Heartbreaker for the Wallabies. Seconds remaining, and that surely is the stairway to rugby heaven for England.
Sensational. Johnny Wilkinson off his right foot, his unfavoured right foot, 3 points. Woodward thinks he's got it. Look at Wilkinson, his composure. He knew it as he hit it.
Woodman takes it. Time almost up, seconds remaining. The player of the tournament, Johnny Wilkinson, has snatched it away from the Wallabies. Is this it? And England has joined Sir Alf Ramsey's Immortals of 1966. A dramatic, heart-stopping victory for England in extra time.
2017, one of the greatest contests in rugby history.
Thanks, it was a huge effort from the entire squad of players, our backroom staff, our coaching, everyone, our physios. Thanks to the fans, they've been brilliant. I can't say enough about the team. We had a lead and we lost it, and to come back in extra time and to hold out and Wilco at the end, brilliant. I can't say enough about it.
It was a massive final, wasn't it? It went into extra time. 2 world-class teams going in at hammer and tong. Congratulations must be extended to the English team. They delivered under pressure and they delivered when it counted. But I'm so proud of my guys. We gutsed it out. We fought back. We were down 14-5. We brought it back to extra time. To all the support here, both English fans and Australian fans. For us as players, it's a whole lot of our career, and thank you for making it such a wonderful night.
It's just been fantastic. I just want to say a massive thanks to every single fan in this stadium. Just the most incredible thing I've ever seen. Just a huge thanks to the millions watching at home on TV. I'm speechless. It's just fantastic, unbelievable.
What were your emotions as the match unfolded and the way it unfolded?
Well, my emotions, I was going nuts, to be fair, because we just kept getting ourselves into trouble. And I kept saying we'd be just making error after error. And we've won, who cares what I thought? We won. We've won the World Cup, fantastic.
So the Webb Ellis Cup goes to the Northern Hemisphere for the first time. The names Wilkinson, Woodward, Johnson and company are etched into English and world rugby folklore. This has been the best World Cup ever. Now the countdown begins for 2007 in France.